What's up, basketball community? My name is Brandon Barnes, former Division I basketball player, now currently Division I basketball assistant coach. Definitely wanted to jump on here and kind of today's topic is going to be about prep schools, what you need to look forward to when trying to pick a prep school, why they're beneficial, and some of the good things about them. Just like anything, I'm trying to help kids and parents avoid pitfalls during this process. I know it can be kind of confusing. It can be difficult, but I'm trying to make it easier for you guys by giving you guys a lot of information. Hopefully you take this to heart and it can help you on your journey. Three things that I think need to help you to prepare you to even go to a prep school. You need to have these three things, okay? Understanding the game of basketball. That means knowing the game, having some type of level of playing the game, all right? Having basketball fundamentals, being able to dribble, pass, and shoot, and then having experience at the high school level, and even the overseas grade school level. You can't have a kid who's never played high school basketball and then assumes that he's going to get picked up by a prep school team. It happens. It's probably happened sometime because basketball is a crazy sport, but your chances are very slim if you haven't played varsity high school basketball to try to make a prep school team. If you don't have those three basic things, basketball, college basketball may not be for you. All right, so just kind of visit that. Know yourself, be honest with yourself. Okay, let's dive in. Number one, what is a prep school? A prep school is a college preparatory school to prepare kids for college, really. I mean, it's kind of what it says, right? Prep. These kids are usually targeted because they're highly academic or they're kids that are really, really great athletes, right? And so per NCAA rules, this is just what I said. This is just what I know for Division I basketball. I don't know all the other rules, so I try not to talk about them because I don't know them and I don't want to sit here and lie to you guys. So basically with NCAA rules with basketball, Division I, Division II, the NCAA gives you a gap year. Okay, so if I graduated in 2023, I don't have to enroll into a school and be able to participate in my 5 years for 4 years of eligibility. Okay, I have 5 years with 4 years of eligibility to play. That doesn't start until the fall of 2024. So I clean it up for you. So with the NCAA, they give you 5 years to compete in 4 years out of the 5. All right. If you take a gap year by fall 2024, you'll be able to play and still have 5 years of eligibility to compete in 4. All right. Just with that gap year. So let's say you want to take a year off, you got hurt, you want to take a year to rehab, whatever that is, the NCAA graces you that for Division I and Division II basketball. I don't know I know Division III doesn't have a gap year. You can kind of go anytime. But then again, they don't have athletic scholarships. So I don't know for everybody. I don't know if this is the same for football. I don't know. I just know for basketball because that's most of my audience. Okay. So this is where in that gap year, this is where post-grad opportunities are like the biggest thing in the culture right now because it doesn't count against you. So you can continue to keep playing, continue to get better, and then you still maintain your 4 years of eligibility. So that has become a big thing in the basketball community. Certain prep schools offer postgraduate programs that can serve as an extra year of high school. And this is for kids who have exhausted their high school eligibility, also known as what we call post-grads, right? These are typically for kids who are late bloomers. All right, what's a late bloomer? A late bloomer is a kid who's physically not ready for college, bloom late, really. I mean, it's kind of what it is. Like they were late bloomers. They got better later on in their career. They started getting recognition later on in their career, probably like their senior year. They kept working, and that's when people started to notice them toward the end of their senior years. So these guys are really like great candidates to be a prep school player. I was a late bloomer. I moved 3 times in high school, so nobody really knew who I was. And by the time I got some recruitment and I got things like that, where people showed interest in me, I probably could have taken a year to go prep school to try to increase those chances. But then, as you guys know, I received the offer from Lipscomb and I took it. So I ended up redshirting that year, which could have been my prep year, but man, I wouldn't have changed what I did for nothing. I'm sure prep school could have helped me, but man, I worked hard to get Division I, and I wasn't just giving it up. So that's my story. A lot of people with prep school has helped a lot of people. You know what I mean? It makes you a year older. If you get under the right tutelage, and it can help you with your career. Okay, so these are the kids that I believe will benefit from prep school. Kids who are not physically ready for the college level yet. As I mentioned, kids who have some interest but did not find the best fit. So these are kids who recruit Division I, getting recruited by Division I, Division II guys. All right, they have they have offers from those places, but they don't feel like it's a great fit for them. So they're going to go to prep school to try to either get better offers or to get an offer that they like. All right, in today's age, it's probably a better offer, In my mindset, I'm not thinking you guys think like me, but in my mindset, I probably would have went to try to get the best fit if I couldn't find that for myself. And then kids who were being recruited, but then something happened, circumstances happen, right? Financial hardship, medical hardship, a family hardship. All right, there's a lot of things that kids grades. There's a lot of things that kids deal with, and that they go through, that we don't know much about, right? And so they have that year where they don't play, and then prep school they're a great ideal candidate for prep school if something like that happened in their life. Okay, the best prep schools have high level coaches who presumably have strong relationships, all right, with college coaches, and the college coaches can pick up the phone and call them and trust their evaluation. Okay, this will help them market your son or daughter. All right, this is important. You got to make sure you find coaches like that. Okay, they also have nice facilities. Okay, a really high level prep schools have on campus housing similar to college. All right, the resource at a top prep is unmatched, and if you have the opportunity to compete at one, it really could help your chances to get recruited to a Division I school or a lot, and it could be beneficial for you. You know what I mean? If you get the right school that comes after you, and it's really crucial for your development as a player to continue to get better. Understand the options that you have. There are prep schools that actually offer post-grad. There are some that don't offer post-grad, and there are some that offer both, right? So I could be a junior, I could reclass, and I can go to a school and play for them and then do a post-grad year for them. You get what I mean? So you can do that, all right, at certain places. And then there's certain schools like the Oak Hill Academy. Oak Hill Academy is a premier national high school that competes on a national schedule year in and year out, but they don't have post-grad. So it's a very confusing concept, but like I keep telling you guys, man, do your research, okay? Make sure you're researching these topics. All right. Number 2, competitive exposure. The top prep schools and post-grad competition is elite. It's going to bring some of the best schools in the country, Division I, even Division II schools to go down and watch these teams to try to recruit them off of these post-grad teams. So it does garner a lot of national attention. Popular post-grad conferences are the Grind Session. This is a really popular one. I can see this one getting bigger before it's all said and done. You got New England Preparatory School Athletic Council, which is also called the NEPSAC. There's a lot of pros that have played in these leagues. All right, a lot of kids that have gone to high major, a lot of kids that have gone to college playing in these leagues. These are kind of leagues in the Northeast, and so is really talented players in that. The next one is Sunshine Independent Athletic Association, which is also known as the SIAA. This is a Florida league. If you're in the Southeast region, these are really good prep schools that you need to look into that have really good track record of sending players to the next level. And so they play a really competitive schedule against each other. There's a lot of Division I players in that league. So you just got to make sure that you do your research, as I keep saying. And then West Florida, there's another league in Florida called Florida Sun Basketball Conference, which kind of takes care of the West Florida schools. I've seen some schools that I know in those leagues. I don't know if it's as popular as the other ones, but it is a league. And then there's some of the ones that we all know, right? They're like juggernauts. There's the IMG Academies, the Montverde, Sunrise Christian Academy, Link Year Preps, Spire Academy, right? Those are the ones that we all know, right? We know that LaMelo Ball played for Spire. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pros, NBA players that have played. Ben Simmons played for, Mount Verde Academy. So there's a lot of people that play at those places, and they play a national schedule. They also play some junior colleges. All right. So that gives you an opportunity to play against high level competition. And when you play against high level competition, it really prepares you for college, which is my next point. Number 3 is college readiness. Okay. Prep school's sole purpose is to focus on the academic piece of college, right? It's to really help you navigate and make your transition smooth for your freshman year of going into college. If anybody that has been to college is watching this video, your freshman year was really tough, right? Coming from high school to college, the first time you're away from home, you don't have nobody kind of knocking up on your door, waking you up. You don't have anybody just really kind of helping you like every day like you did in high school. So it's kind of the first taste of being an adult, and it is a tough transition. So prep school can help you really kind of help you with that process. The next thing it can teach you is the importance between balancing academics and athletics. Okay, this is something that you're going to have to do when you're in college. You're definitely going to have to figure that out. It's something that's really important to your schedule. It's really important to your growth as a person. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have to know how to, okay, I can't go to this. I can't go do this because I have to go to the gym, or I can't do this because I got to get this homework done, or I got a big project. So learning those on a smaller scale, learning that at prep school is something that really can be beneficial to a kid that may need those types of skills. Prep school also prepares you physically for the game, for the Division I, Division II level, because at this level, we have grown men and grown women at this level, right? So if you haven't lifted weights and you haven't been through the grind of a college season from a year in to year out, the prep school gives you that opportunity, because some of them play like 80 games in a year. So it really prepares your body and your mind to really try to go in, night out, and try to compete at a high level. And then number four, number four is, man, if you who don't lift weights now, I would advise you to lift weights earlier than later. Okay. Maybe not lift weights, but really focus on your body and your athleticism at a young age, because I believe that it's easier to teach the game of basketball than it is to teach athleticism later on in your career. You get what I mean? So if you figure out the athleticism piece and then you put basketball together, athleticism is a big reason why a lot of kids don't get recruited. So focus on that at a young age. You need to find a personal trainer that can teach you how to do things right, because you don't need to go in there and hurt yourself because you're doing things wrong. I'll leave some in the descriptions of guys that I know, that I trust, that'll give you, you can ask them what their prices are. I don't know, but you can ask them for a plan, meal plan, whatever, to try to get your kid on a program really soon. 9th and 10th grade is the sweet spot. I think you need to start lifting in 9th grade. But if you want to do it earlier, like I said, I'm going to put their names down in the description. Number 4 is skill development. All right. Having access to a gym or a basketball coach is like gold, right? But how can you get better if you don't practice? You know what I mean? So having the opportunity to get into the gym whenever you want with a coach that's going to teach you the game and try to help you with all the assets of your game, you know what I mean? Help you get better. That's golden. That's what prep school kind of gives you. And like I say all the time, there's no secret sauce. You got to work hard. If you don't work hard and you don't want to be in the gym and you don't want it, that is a really great recipe for you to not to really be as successful as you can be, right? You limit your growth. You limit how good you could be at the game because you don't want to work. And so there's no, like I said, always say, there is no secret sauce. You got to make sure that you are really trying to focus on your game. And that's why you have the coaches there to kind of hold you accountable and walk you through it. Working on your weaknesses and improving your strengths will not only improve your game, but will increase your chance to get to the floor, which leads to increased on-court production. And if you get great on-court production, when you play in front of college coaches, you end up impressing them enough to give you a scholarship offer, and hopefully that you can go take the scholarship offer and go play at those schools. So trust the process. Number 5, exposure to college coaches. A lot of prep schools have a grocery list of kids that they've sent to college and a lot of kids that they've sent to the NBA, especially if they've been around a long time. So they have a plethora of coaches that they know that they can call, that they can really put you in front of coaches. So it's really not about the relationship. Like they will have relationships. You get what I mean? It's really about the individual. Like you got to go out there and you got to produce. You got to go out there and you got to play well all the time, because you're playing against a high level. You're playing a high level schedule when you go to a post-grad, a prep school that has post-grad, and even a prep school that's playing high level high schools like Oak Hill. You're playing against high level teams every night. So if you can't compete at a high level, then what makes us think that you can compete at the Division I level or the Division II level, not on a night in, night out basis? So that's how you have to try to prepare yourself for this level. Like I said, your ability to get to the floor is on you. It's not on anybody else but yourself. You can pick, if you pick the right school, okay, college coaches are going to come to the gym. So if your your prep school coach does his job and he puts coaches in the gym for them to see you, then he did his part. He did his part, or she did her part, right? They did their parts to get the coaches in the gym. You got to do your part and make a coach want to believe that you can help him or her win, right? That's your job as a player. So if the coach does his job, we need to eliminate the excuse out of all of basketball that my coach didn't hold me back, right? If they put you in front of coaches, they didn't hold you back. You just didn't produce enough for a coach to feel like, hey man, that kid can help me win. I'm going to recruit him or her and bring him to my school. That's on you. All right. You got to put the work in so that you prepare for those opportunities. Okay. Number 6, personal growth and maturity. All right. Your personal growth is going to be exponential when you leave home. All right. It's the first time you're leaving home, you're really turning into a really independent individual. So like being away from home and kind of getting under a schedule, learning how to time manage, things like that, that's important for you. Being in a dorm, having a roommate, keeping your room clean, right? Things like that. If you haven't practiced that, that is stuff that you learn when you go to prep school that you end up going to have to do when you're in college as well. So it could be a really good tool to help you not only just in basketball, but just kind of help you in your as a person, you know what I mean, as a growing young adult, right? So that's what traveling to different places to play. right? Like I said, playing high level and meaningful games. When you're in high school and you're at a certain school, sometimes your games aren't meaningful, like besides the rivalry game, right? Because you're playing against bad competition. Every game that you play in prep school, especially if you play in one of those leagues that I mentioned, is meaningful because it matters. It counts. It's just like college. When you play conference games, like it's meaningful. It tries to, conference games are preparing you to try to get your seating so in March you can have whether it's an easier route or you can have a harder route depending on what you do in conference play to try to get yourself to March Madness. So what you do in those games are impactful and they mean a lot. So that's why prep school can also be a good thing. It builds character. Like I said, it helps you become a really good, it helps you become an independent, right? It teaches you independence because you're not leaning on your parents, right? You don't have your parents telling you that they're taking care of everything. You don't have them there, right? So you have to grow up. Parents, if your kids call and they complain, tell them to be quiet, right? I complained when I was their age. My dad told me to shut up and figure it out, all right? And I turned out great, okay? So telling your kids tell your kids the truth in those situations is going to help them really try to figure it out and don't give them excuses. Don't enable them in these situations, okay? Food for thought. Just like you were the man on your high school team, everybody that comes to the prep school level and even in the college level, they were the man on their high school team. That's why they're there. All right. So you got to bring a high level of competition and competitiveness to that team to try to make sure that you stay on the floor, that you play on the floor, or that you start. All right. You can't be sitting there blaming, oh, well, coach got favorites, how you got favorites, and all y'all came in the same time. All right. So that's not true. Don't start falling for that Kool-Aid. Don't be listening to all that negativity. Get in the gym and work and figure it out. All right. Your routine will be formed at prep school. If you lack time management skills, strong work ethic, and coachability, then you can really waste time and money going to prep schools because you can really hurt yourself from being recruited because if you don't have those things, those are the things that we're going to call coaches and ask, well, how much does he get in the gym or she get in the gym? How much do they work on their schoolwork? Are they good in class? Are they a good teammate? Like, do they try to show you up? How are they to coach? Are they coachable? Right? So if you don't have those things, that's the things that we're going to call and ask. So if you don't do those or you're bad at those and the coach is not going to lie for you, all right, they're going to tell us the truth. So if they tell us the truth about you and what you've shown them in that year and you don't have those type of skills, then that could cost you an opportunity to get recruited, no matter how talented you are. So make sure you're following those type of things when you're there, okay? And then the last thing, things to watch out for. Make sure you know if a prep school offer post-grad opportunities, all right? Ask them, do you offer post-grad opportunities? Look it up online, all right? Do the research, like I keep saying. Number 2, prep schools can be really expensive. Ask for pricing. How much does it cost? I've seen anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 out of pocket. All right. They offer some financial aid at some schools, but man, if you can't afford that, then like I said, I have some other options that I'll talk about at the end of the video. Ask about scholarships. Fair warning. Okay. Scholarships are going to go to the most talented players. All right. The tallest players and the players that can really help them win a national championship. And that's what's the most important thing when it comes to that. Okay. Research the leagues that I mentioned. I will put them in the description. All right. So to help you with your search. All right. And then the last thing, some of these prep schools do not care about academics. They are a basketball factory. Nothing's wrong with that because like I said, it's a gap year, right? But if you care about academics and you don't want your kid to get behind in academics, then you need to ask those type of questions. But like I said, if you're trying to get better at basketball, you're trying to get a scholarship, hey, I'm not opposed to it. But then again, you need to make sure you ask those questions. All right. In conclusion, prep schools can be a good stepping stone for college basketball. I don't know about other sports. Like I keep saying, I coach basketball and I predominantly talk to a lot of kids that play basketball. So I can't really give you that answer, but man, ask the respective coaches. I'm sure they'll have the answer for you. Okay. Do not waste your time and money if your child is not going to benefit. All right. So if you don't think it's a good situation for him or her, don't send them there because you're going to be wasting your time and you'll be wasting your money. All right. If prep school is too expensive, look into junior college options. Junior college offers scholarships. All right. Anytime I'm gonna get a scholarship, I'm not turning down scholarship money to try to go play prep school so I can preserve my 4 years. All right. Because if you can go to a Division I and not play and you wasted that year. Okay. You can go to a Division I for 2 years and not play for 2 years and you wasted 2 years. Not playing is a waste of time. All right. So you need to make sure that you can go somewhere and play. If you can go play at a prep school, great. If you can go to a JUCO and play and get a scholarship, then I probably would take the scholarship. I'm not going to pay out of pocket to play basketball when people are offering free scholarships. You get what I mean? So that's my philosophy on it. Y'all do whatever y'all want to do, but I'm just giving you the information. Okay. If this can benefit you, then I would go to a prep school to get more exposure because if that can help you get to the next level, then you got to do that. Right? You got to make that investment if you feel like it's necessary or you feel like I got a great shot to come out of here to get to the next level. I would do that. young hoopers, I need you guys to listen to me, okay? This is these. If you don't want to do these, I'll let you know what you need to do after this. All right, but I need to tell you, okay? If you don't want to work hard and train every day, that's conditioning and strength training, basketball training. If you don't want to be a great human being, right? Have great character, hang around with the right people, keep your nose clean. If you don't want to do that, all right? If you don't love basketball, want to be around basketball all the time, okay? All the time, not sometimes, all the time. If you don't mind not having a social life, if you don't mind not being able to go home or not being close to home, and then if you don't mind living up to expectations of producing for your team every night, then prep school can be a good place for you. All right. If any of those things that I just said are a deal breaker for you, then you need to have a conversation with your parents and be honest and just play basketball for fun. Because the higher the level, especially with money, all right, the bigger the business. Okay. The higher the level, the bigger the business. Okay. So you can't go to prep school and it's a business and there's money involved and you just like, well, I just came here to have fun. No, it's business. You are going to have fun, but man, you got to produce. You got to do your job. It's not equal play. Like I always say, it is not equal play. None of this is equal play. All right. Is you got to go earn what you want. Okay. And even if you put money into it, it's still not equal play. So you need to know that before going in. All right. Basketball is $1 billion industry and you cannot buy your way into this business. All right. But you can pick a good school and then you can be in front of coaches to try to propel yourself to the next level. Right. So if you can get with a school that's going to put you in front of coaches, then you need to work your butt off to be prepared for that opportunity. And that's what really matters. Okay. So the most important thing about this all right, is do your research. All right. Do your research. Okay. Make sure you don't just be excited, listen to what people are saying, and then you don't do no research, and then you put your kid in a bad situation. Do your research, understand everything, ask all the questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question when it comes to their future. All right. Ask every question that you have. Okay. And then if you like this video, if this helped you, please share it with a parent, share it with a kid. Click the like over here on the left because it's going to help the algorithm. You get what I'm saying? If you don't know the algorithm, like it's going to help other people see the video pretty much. All right. Make sure you subscribe so that you know when I'm posting another video. I'm trying to give you guys more longer form content so that you guys get, it's hard to do it in 90 seconds. So I'm going to give you longer form content so that you understand a little bit better. I can talk about these points a little bit more. I'm really detail oriented. So like I'm working off an iPad. That's why you see me looking down a couple of times, but I'm really trying to make sure that I cross, all my T's and dot all my I's to try to help you guys be successful. So, hopefully this helps. But like I say, and I'm thankful for you guys. I'm always going to try to help best way I know how. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Be great today.